106 is on frequency histograms and polygons, and again, I know this is a concept you've looked at before. Just a couple of things. A histogram is used to represent numerical data. So, and it is a column graph, or we call it now a bar chart. So I'll write that above. It's a bar chart, but it has some certain requirements. So it represents numerical. And please be aware of that. It must not have spaces between the columns. Now remember when I spoke in the previous exercise about the column graph, and I said you could have spaces if you liked, and as long as you keep the space width exactly the same between columns, that's all good. And then you saw in the Pareto graph there were no spaces between the columns. That's fine as well. However, with the histogram, you have no spaces between the columns, and I would also point out that you must leave half a column width at the beginning. So you'll have your axis, and you'll use your ruler to mark off your scale, and you'll be marking your scale along here, and each column, for example, maybe like this, and the next one may be here, and the next one may be up there, etc. You must leave half a column width. So it's actually a good idea to mark this scale in half column widths. Mark this axis, in half column widths. Now, once you've got all your little half column widths marked along here, you leave the first one with nothing in it. Leave the first one. A polygon is like a line graph. A frequency polygon is a line graph that plots the score against the frequency, and you construct it by joining the middle. And again, I'm fairly confident that all of you have heard this before, of the top of each column. So over here, when I'm constructing my polygon, I'm joining the middle of the tops of the columns. So I get a ruler, which I can't use on here because the Surface Pro gets confused if it feels another pressure point from the ruler. And you must join this one back down to the beginning, and at the end we join back down to the horizontal axis. So it does actually make a nice polygon. Actually makes a polygon. Now the other complication that's added in this exercise that we haven't seen before in any of the graphs is the fact that the score might be replaced with a class. So you might, instead of score, we've called it number of words there, but more commonly it is referred to as a class. And what a class does, it covers a range of scores. So what we're going to record all along here are any results 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 words. So there were any lines that had up to 5 words, 1 to 5 included. When we come to do a calculation with this, we have to identify the class center and that becomes our x value. Tally is the same and frequency is the same concept. So class centre would be the middle of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The middle is 3. Then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The middle is 8. If you feel confident, then you can complete this table. The data you'll use is on page 42. It's question 4. If you're not feeling confident to complete that, then I'll do this in class with you. And you saw me there fill out that the class centre is the value that you use in your calculations when we have this concept called grouped data. Group data, so please be aware of that. You should be in a position where you could get started with some questions from exercise 106, because like I said, this has been dealt with many times before in stage 5.